Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to Minka, moving through the clouds. And as usual, we're doing it together. Thank you for being here, for watching the videos. I really appreciate you. And I hope you're having a wonderful weather, okay? I hope that wherever you are, it's amazing. It's been cooler lately, so very grateful for that. And I hope you're doing amazing, as best as you can possibly be doing. Today I want to talk about the theme of my week and what has been going on, okay? It has been a bit of an eventful week for me, and I I had to stand up to my mom again. Um Basically, I she sent me a spell. This is for people who understand these things, okay? Anyway, it doesn't matter if you don't, that is my truth, so I have to share that. It's supposed to sort of keep me down, be unable to move and not do anything. And I started to feel something around my body, and I was like, something is different, because I was feeling unable to move as much as I wanted to, even fold sort of my body. And so I kind of did my meditations. I started doing some self-care, because I always know these things energetically. I feel them, but I didn't want to give it too much importance. But then the next day I woke up, it felt a little bit bigger. So I asked my guide, is this sent to me? Yes. Is this who I think it is? Yes. Are you sure? Of course. What is the intention really to get me to not move, to keep me almost I don't want to say it, but that's what it is really, to keep you stuck, unable to move your body. Yes. I was like, wow. Because I remember the last one she did was to get me to feel sort of unhappy, miserable, because why should I be happy, right? Uh, and I usually pick up those ones and I will meditate. I will speak against it. I would speak positivity and happiness and clarity over my life, and usually that just goes away. This one was bigger. Okay, so she's seen those little ones were not working. Let's go bigger, right? So my guide was like, this is now you having to stand up for yourself, having to take it to the big guy. And I was like, yeah, it's time, absolutely. So I did pray. I prayed to God. I asked God to intervene in this situation between me and her, because I will no longer tolerate this and allow this to happen, to continue to happen. So I felt also I was guided to also stand up for myself. And then I sent her a message and I told her, I know what you have been sending to me, and I know what you have been doing to me. And I am leaving you with God, because I trust him and I want him to be the judge between you and me. And I will also not be speaking to you anymore. I see no reason why we should have any communication. And because you also do not want to give me back my daughter, I see no reason why I will have any communication with you. And then I also told her that with or without her help, I will get my child back. I will. So there you have it. And as usual, she went into, how dare you disrespect me? How dare you disrespect your own mother? How dare you talk to me like this? um, you know what? I hope you, whenever you get to come pick her, you can come do that. I'm tired too. I'm struggling to keep her, blah, blah, blah. Um, and many reasons why she didn't. All of which she has forgotten many times, where she has told me she will not. When we have come to a plan, we have a plan, we have a way forward, and she will just back out of it. She decided to want to go back into those things and start dragging the whole thing. And I said, no, no, no. I said what I said. This is where I stand, and I will let God be the judge between us. And so I asked my guide, like, how serious this was, and explained to me again how serious it was. I couldn't believe myself. I'm not gonna lie to you. I honestly couldn't believe it. I was beside myself. I knew she was doing those little things, but I can't, even then I started to feel disappointed. But this one really, really took it up a notch for me. I was like, wow. I never could imagine. Who needs enemies, right? When you have a mother like that. I don't need enemies, baby. You really don't need enemies. But after standing up for myself, I felt stronger, and I started speaking health over my body. I started doing my affirmations, doing my meditations, pushing it through, and making sure I was feeling better. And it still took a couple of days to fully get up, like to recover from it. And my guide to- told me that that was only like 10% of it. He took care of the rest. And I know why they even allowed me to feel it, so I could do the needful, so I can stand up for myself and do what was best for me. Because I always knew this was the end road. From the little ones that was in the past, I should have taken action. I should have not waited until she got to this point. I should have stood up for myself. I should have prayed about it. I should have asked God to intervene, but I just let it be because I thought, I laughed it. I was like, wow, you just really don't want me to be happy. Maybe a part of me really wanted to be hopeful that she wouldn't go too far. A part of me wanted to be hopeful that there was some salvage in this relationship. I did. I really did, because the theme of my week has certainly been bittersweet and saudade. You know, saudade is a longing and yearning for an absent person, place, or thing. And maybe also the bittersweet between the pain of the loss and also some happy memories. So I think when I decided, now after speaking to her, I felt so much better. I started to heal myself. I started to think about the good times. I even went all the way back to little me, baby me, and I was like, I looked up to this woman. I looked up to her. There was a time in my life where I really looked up to her. I wanted to be like her. I wanted to grow up and be like her. Even though our relationship has always been not positive towards me, but there were good times. There were laughter. There were times where I felt the tingle of the love. There were times when I saw a glimpse of, yeah, you do care about me, but a lot more times I didn't feel that. That a part of me wanted to still hold on to that little bit of the glimpse of the hope that I saw, that I wanted to hold on to that. And I was like, wow, this is how you've been able to continue to hurt me, because I was holding on to a seed of hope that someday you would treat me better, that someday you would learn to love me, that someday you would nurture me the way that I've always wanted, that someday you would see me as that child who just looked up to you and wanted some love from you, which will never happen. I've come to accept that it will never happen. But this one took it up a notch to the point where I knew I had to let go fully. Even though I felt like I had, there was still a part of me that was hoping that maybe it will get better, that maybe she will change. I know how hard it is for people to change, believe me, I know. But there was a part of me that was kind of holding on to hope that maybe she will. And this solidified that, not only the fact that I had to give up on that hope, but I had to shut this door completely. I had to let go. So I felt better after doing it, but there was the pain of the loss. There was the pain of disappointment that I also had to let go of. So it was bittersweet. It is bittersweet. And I think I'm kind of still sort of feeling the waves of it, and just, letting go and speaking life over myself and speaking health over myself and rising above it. The power is always within you. No one can harm you without you letting them. I know that. I believe that. And I knew what I had to do to recover. But it's just, it hurts. There's no sugarcoating it. It hurts. But on a lighter, brighter note, because I really don't want to cry. On a lighter, brighter note, the I've been also feeling Saudade, like 2 nights ago and last night. I was kind of feeling longing and yearning for a place I've never been. Just a place I've never been to. I don't know if you've ever experienced that. Please let me know. I would love to hear about it. I believe this is the first time it's sort of happening to me in this way. It's like a happy feeling, but also a bittersweet feeling, because it's an absent place. I'm not there, so there was this longing for it. There was this yearning for it, and I thought, wow, that's unusual. I kind of just had to watch myself go through it. I was like, whoa, oh, this is a happy place though. And I look forward to being there or experiencing that. So yeah, the theme of my week has definitely been bittersweet, Saudade for sure. I had to let it all out. I wrote a song about it. Well, just writing stuff about it really. Letting it off my chest, and that's just been the week that I've had really. I don't know if you've had a similar experience, or you've had to let go of someone who was very harmful to you that you really loved. Because I don't think I would ever stop loving her, because I genuinely loved her. She's my mother, of course. There's that, thing. Will it always surprise me that love isn't returned? Maybe. But I will not be seeking for it anymore, because I know even if I get it, it's a harmful love. You cannot love something that you hurt. You cannot claim you love someone when you hurt them. You cannot claim that you care for someone when you don't want them to be happy. I think love itself is wanting someone to be happy, even if you're not in their lives. wanting someone to be at peace, even if you're not in their lives. So I do wish her well. I wish her the best, but I will not be a part of it. And I'm all right with that, because I'd had to watch myself go through life taking little bits from people and thinking that was love, accepting little bit seeds of love and thinking that is love, and holding on to the hope that someday they would love me back the same, because that's what I grew up with. And I had to heal that part of me. I had to let go, and I had to learn to show up for myself and to love myself more, and to give myself that love that I really desperately wanted from her, to the point where I don't need it. But if anybody wants to love me, I'm open to it. But I do not need it outside of myself. I love myself now, and I love myself enough to set boundaries with anything and anyone who is hurting me and does not have my best interest. So I really hope this message maybe speak to you in a way where you do not tolerate anyone remaining in your life who continually hurt you, simply because there's that seed, tiny bit of that happy memories that you remember, and those really lovely moments that you hold on to, and you think that that's worth holding on. Because when you let go and allow yourself to love yourself more, you get to have that all the time, and you don't have to wait for the little bit. You don't have to wait for those little bursts of moments where some days you're happy, some days you get loved, some days you get cared for, but other days you get hurt. No. When you are loved correctly, every day gets to be a happy day. Even the days that are not exactly smooth sailing, you get to love yourself through them. Even when things are not roses and sunshine, you get to be loved through them. Love doesn't disappear because you don't match some expectation or meet up to expectations or conform to ideas and other people's beliefs. Love is just there. Love is free, and love does not constrict. So when you do feel like you're in a situation like that, I hope that you realize that loving yourself is much better than being in situations like that. And that when you do that, you stand more and higher chances of attracting people and situations that will love you the way that you want to be loved, the way that you deserve to be loved, the way that you should have always been loved, not in that way that you used to beg for it. I really hope that we all get to love ourselves, because if we did, we wouldn't have any time wanting and seeking to hurt anyone else. I really, really believe that if we all faced ourselves and focused on loving ourselves, we will show up to any relationship better. We will show up to our family better. We will show up to our kids better. We will show up to our colleagues, our whoever you get to deal with in the world at large. You will show up with more love, more authenticity to give, because you are full of it. Because you cannot pour from an empty space. Sometimes we want someone to love us so much, but they cannot give us what they do not have, because there's nothing to pour from an empty space. So we have to be full so that we can have more than enough to share, and also meet other full people who, like us, know the value of giving and receiving, and also just showing up and loving someone, not because you want something or expect something from them or out of them, but simply because you love them. I wish you so much self-love, so much hope for you and for your life, as I do me. And I really, really hope that we all get to experience that joy of being ourselves and loving ourselves and being open to the world in that way. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you up on the next one. Take care.